Hello and welcome to this little CCB video blog. Today, I'm going to be going over my crankbait collection. I know people love it when people go over their tackle, and yeah, I said unboxing, and it's sort of unboxing my crankbait stuff. A lot of you watch my shows, you watch my newer shows. I'm more of a plastics guy, more of a jig guy. Sometimes I always carry some of the stuff with me. Sometimes I'll throw a crank, sometimes I'll throw a spinnerbait and that. But trust me, you're going to be amazed of how much stuff I have as far as crankbaits. I mean, it's just, I used to do it when I had my boat. It's just when you're on shore, I don't know, for me, a lot of times the angle's not right, other stuff, unless they're out schooling or something. But I have a really good collection, and I just thought it'd be fun to go through it and show you guys my actual crankbait collection. I'm going to start out here. This is actually my rattle trap style baits. And I'm probably going to be going through here and I'm going to be picking them up, and I'm probably not going to be putting them back in the box. I'm probably going to be throwing them in the box next to me just because I think it'll be easier instead of trying to put them back and get them out. But yeah, I'm going to start with my rattle bait, rattle cranks. There's some different stuff in here, but with the rattle traps, usually 3/4, ½ ounce. These are the 3/4. These are in the chartreuse. Yes, the chartreuse. I also have a bunch of them in a crawdad kind of color. This is actually the original one. This is a real good one. This is a really good one. I don't think they make this one anymore, but you can see the color of it there. And I also have, well, of course, traditional, the normal red color, the red crank rattle trap right there. These are the original rattle traps. Also have some in lighter color. It's sort of a bonish shad kind of color there. I also have one in the chrome sexy shad. I think this is ½ ounce. I think these are the 3/4 ounce. Also have another chartreusey one, but this is the Rapala one right there. I said most of them are in the bright colors. I usually throw cranks when it's dirty water, muddy, that sort of stuff. So that's why I have the reds and the rattle trap and chartreuses, so they stand out. Also have a red eye shad in the crawdad. Oh, and that's another thing I'm going to say right now. When you run these, hopefully you can see that little dual-lock snap there. Always run these with dual-lock. That way you can switch them out easier, and it actually gives it better action and everything than if you use a swivel on it. But yeah, these little, you'll see them. They're going to be on some of these. But that little, that's like a number 1, I think. I don't know. It's a little one though. And then, okay, so those are basically rattle trap. Then there's a red eye shad. Then I have some cotton cordels. See, this one's also got the dual-lock on it. This one's in the purple and the chrome. I have a lot of these in the regular chrome, the chrome and blue. I did that show about the chrome and blue. Chrome and blue. Yeah, most of these are lighter color. This is a chrome sexy shad. And another chrome and blue. Got them in different sizes. This is a 1/4 ounce, I think. This is the ½ ounce. Even have it down to the little, like 1/8 ounce. But yeah, the cordell spot, it's better. It's what I use when I'm actually reeling and jerking. The rattle trap itself, I do reel and jerk with these, but mostly it's just high speed, cranking as fast as you can. I have some other brand. I think this is a brand that I was trying to do for CCB, so I was thinking about doing them, but it's the shiny. There's another version. This one's actually got a lead weight in the front, but another. And then I have, here's another one, a random one, but crawdad. But you can, ow, it's stuck in me. You can see the colors I usually do. I got the chartreuse, because I usually run them in the fall, like in February and in March, where the water's muddy. So I have the chartreuse. I have like the darker crawdaddy, or it's actually sort of a stripe, but I don't know, but it's more of a crawdad color. And then I have lighter colors when they're schooling shad. Maybe in the middle of summer, they're schooling shad, and that's why I have a lot of the bright chrome and blues. So yeah, I use the darker color usually, or the chartreuse, and the brighter in obviously the darker, muddier water than the others. So yeah, okay, that's sort of it for my rattle traps and what I carry as far as rattle traps or rattle trap style baits, because I don't use them that much. Like I said, usually in the spring, usually in muddy water. But this box right here, this box is really full. And you're gonna find, I told you I was a high-speed shallow crank guy. So there, I'll start with the deeper stuff, but I was not that much of a deep guy. My deepest are these Normans here. I don't know if this is a Norman, actually. I think this is a prototype. But these Normans, I don't know which one this is. I think this is the deep little end. Runs about 10, 12 feet. I usually run these early in the spring. Or early pre-spawn on that for slow rolling and bouncing the bottom with them. But I think that one's in Sexy Shad. Sexy Shad, these are great. You'll find I have a lot of Normans in here. Trust me. I don't know why. I think I lost. I used to use, I don't know. I had them in the spring craw, a bunch of the other colors. But since I don't do much more because I'm not on a boat in the front, on a deck, which is the way I like to do them, I've never replaced them. And then I have this one here. This is actually one of the plastic Rapalas. Again, I think this goes down around 10, 12 feet. But this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but so many teeth marks everywhere on it. This isn't it's a shad wrap, but this is the plastic one. The one that actually has a rattle. It's not the balsa one. But this thing has caught lots and lots. I don't know how old it is. I don't even know if they make that anymore. And then I have some bombers. I have some bombers that run about the 8 to 10 foot range. Again, these are ones that I would run in the spring or pre-spawn when the water's muddy. That obviously that's why they're in the red. This is a prototype one. I think another one that was going to be a CCB, but it's about a 8 to 10. It's got the pretty loud rattles. I actually have a little shad wrap in here, one of the smaller ones. I said even with my worms, I'm more of a finesse guy, so I have a lot of these sort of finesse smaller, but that's the regular actually balsa one. Yeah, silent. This one is actually old Excalibur, fat-free guppy. I think this is Excalibur. I don't know, it's the Bill Dance. It's the medium runner. I said down maybe 8 feet. I actually have some of these. These are these I use a lot in the 100 series. These are the Bandits, but these are I think the 200 series. Again, it goes down maybe 6 to 8 feet. Not a very deep diver, but shad colors, a lavender shad and just a regular blue shad. I mean, hopefully as I'm going through this, you guys will notice sort of my color scheme. I used to like to run light, medium, and dark. Oh, here's another, actually this is a Norman. It's a little bit deeper Norman. You can tell by the eyes that's a Norman. But in the red, like I said, these, I pretty much only use these in the early spring, pre-spawn, when they're getting on the crawdads to fatten up, and supposedly they need calcium and stuff from the shells. So you'll see a lot of them that are in the red and the dark, and in these deeper ones. I said I have like 3 of them. But yeah, that's a little actually Norman. That's like the deeper, I don't even know which one that is. These are the deeper little ends. These are actually all Normans too, but I said, and I like to do it small. I like to use smaller style baits. I just feel like when this is like a rainbow trout color, this is obviously sort of a shad. I just like these. I like them in the smaller. I always run finesse. A lot of people like to throw big cranks and everything. I don't think they see these littler ones as much. And that's a really good color. Sort of a opaque craw kind of color. It's got black and red flake in it. But yeah, these are the little deep little ends. I think, is what they are, but they're the smaller size deep line. Yeah, like Bill Norman. But yeah, I used to run these and these very, very much, all the time, when I wanted to go deeper. Like I said, I don't go much more than 10, 12 feet. I'm very much a shallow cranker. And you'll be able to tell that when I get to the other side of this with all my square bills and square bill style crankbaits that I have. Wasn't much of a deep guy. I always ran around shore, parallel, cranking fast. But the deeper ones I use more, I don't, into the pre-spawn earlier on when the water was still cold. I used the deeper ones, and then I moved shallower during the regular spring and summer. But that sort of stuff. Now we're going to this side. This side's got, you'll be able to tell I was a shallow cranker when you get to this side. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here, guys. These are the ones I ran a lot. I had two. I either ran the 100 Series Bandit, the smaller, or if I went to sort of a bigger profile, I ran these. The Normans, the little ends. These are like the 3-inch, I think, 2.5, 2 3/4, 3-inch. But these are an amazing bait. They're not really a true square bill, as you can see by the bill they have. But I like to use more transparent stuff. You can see that one. I think this is another shad. Just throw it over there. This is like a clear. I don't know if it's a 6 shad or another shad, but clear. And this is, I don't know what this one is. It's kind of a crawdaddy, but I said I like to run them. I have tons of them in here. This one doesn't even have hooks on anymore. This is a really popular one. This, I'm going to have a Storytelling Tuesday coming up on this bait itself. But yeah, this is the lavender shad. That is a great bait, the lavender shad. This is where I'm going to start throwing a bunch of them out of the way. Yes, yeah, I told you I have tons of these. This one's in the chrome blue. That's in the chrome blue. This is a spring craw. It's got more of the green and the orange in it. I forget what this one is. It's not the lavender shad. It's the American shad, maybe. It's got that cool green flake on it. And oh, there's another lavender shad. I told you these are great baits. I mean, instead of a square bill, throw these things. Throw these things when a lot of people are throwing square bills. And it's a totally different look, has a slightly different wobble. It's got kind of a deeper kind of a one knocker weight inside it. And this one, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that on there, but this is one I used at Pinot a lot because it's that crawdad kind of. And I don't remember the names of these, but you can look and try to match them. But it's all scratched up, but it's got black and blue flake. It is kind of clear. We have these deep little ends, guys. I mean, I ran these just like everyone runs square bills when they're not really a square bill. As you can tell, I have tons of them in here. There's another one. This is kind of a cool, that's that other same color. Kind of a crawdaddy color. It's got the orange on it. It's got the green flake in it, but it's opaque. It's clear. I usually like to run stuff that's more blendy with the water, not stand outy. And then, wow, this is an XPS. Chartreuse and black. I think it's, of all the ones, this is the only one that's chartreuse and black that's in my whole collection. And it's because somebody gave it to me. As you can, well, as you'll be able to tell in here, I run a lot of other colors that aren't, you know. So that's the, these are the deep little ends. That was that whole collection. Then I also have them in the littler end, this size. And that's the spring craw again. There's this one which is really cool, perch. And then there's another one, the lavender shad in the smaller. And I think this is the American shad or whatever shad. But yeah, guys, I like to run smaller baits. A lot of these lakes and that's what you'll find is a lot of the shad are only like that big. And everybody's running baits that are bigger that kind of don't look. So yeah, I like to run these little shorter one. That one's actually sexy shad. See that? Sexy shad there. That's another one of those. There's another lavender shad. I said this is a very popular one. This one Works in any kind of lake right here. The lavender shad, the Bill Norman, the little end. I said that's the, I don't know which end that is, but yeah, you'll be able to see if you go look for them. The one that's that size or the one that's a little bit smaller. And they have them in a million colors, but lavender shad and this sort of green shaddy one are the ones that I always used. I knew this was going to happen. That's the ones I use a lot to mimic when they're on shad. And then we move over here. This is one I really love. These are the Bandit 100 series. These are the same one. This is River Bream, I think. Something like that. But it looks like a freaking bluegill. It's got the big thing on. It's got the thing. Might look like a little green sunfish. But that's a great one. And here's other one I used a lot, which is the Flaming Grape. I have a lot of stories about the Flaming Grapes. Caught me a lot of fish. I call it the snow cone. I mean, look at the colors on it. The orange, the yellow, the purple, the blue. It looks like a snow cone. But I don't know. It works really good, especially when they're on shad. And I have this one right here, which is a good one. This is, I think this is River Bream or Sunbream, or maybe the other one's Sunbream and this is River Bream. But you see right there, it looks a lot like a freaking darker bluegill. Especially when the water's kind of clear and the bluegill are spawning and they're a darker color. Those are really good. But those are the Bandit 100. Also have them, and used to run them a lot in the root beer and the chartreuse root beer. So much so that I'm obviously out of them. I lost them all and haven't replaced them. But here's another one that's kind of cool. It's a clear. It's got a red flake in it, more of like a sort of a crawdaddy kind of color, but clear. Yeah, I mean, like I said, as I go through, as you can see, kind of, I'm more light, medium, and dark. The light are more of these that are a solid with a white color to them. Mediums to me are more the ones that, where's one? I don't even have one here. With the ones that are more clear, like this. I consider this a medium. Or, yeah, this is sort of a medium, because it's clear and it's opaque. Light would be this, a lighter color but solid and has the white in it. And then medium, this might, anyway, it's not clear. This might be kind of a medium. And then, you know, the darks for me are like this style. Is a dark, or I didn't fish a lot of, or like this bluegill to me is actually considered dark. But, and as far as this, these are our CCB square bills that we created, and that's the clear bream. This is another one, sort of a clearer, that Tennessee shad kind of look. And these are more sort of like the KVD square bill style, sort of the shape and everything of it. But that one is in a regular sexy shad. I said I'm just going to start throwing them. This is another one I use. One of the only few you'll see that's sort of got a chartreuse. It's called hot mustard with the purple on top. That's a really good one. This is another sexy shad sort of style. These are pretty good. They have sort of a deeper one weight in them. They have a pretty hard wobble. Like I said, they run more like the KVD style square bill. Here's one that's in sort of a bream color. You can tell these things have been used. They're all scratched up. Here's just a normal silver and black. He's got the mustad 2-turn hooks on them. And then I have some shallower running ones. Well, actually there's, whoops. Ah, get out of there. There's another chartreusey kind of one. I said the chartreuse ones, I only run them in dirty water. Not that often. But these are ones, we never came out with these, but I got a company that was playing around with these. These are sort of, they got a really high intensity rattle in them, and they only run about a foot or two under the water. They're kind of like a little fat boy. But yeah. I said mostly shallow, guys, mostly shallow. And then over here, I actually have some mans. These are some man baits. I don't know, these are like +2 or something like that, but these are in shad. This one's in a blue back, kind of a sexy shad with a little bit of. And the reason a lot of times that I had these with me, because it's a different, I don't know, it's kind of like a teardrop. It's really wide, has a different wobble. When I was doing the high-speed cranking, sometimes when I got on the school and you'd get a lot of fish on a certain bait, like say I was throwing, you know, the Norman, or I was throwing the little Bandit or something, you'll catch a bunch and they kind of get used to it. So if you start throwing something else at them, then they'll start hitting again. So that's why I used to have like something like this, that's a totally different look. And I actually have a bunch of Rebel WeAres. This is actually the original square bill, guys, the WeAre. And I've lost lots of big fish on this, the original crawdad pattern of the WeAre. This is what got me into high-speed cranking, is the WeAre. I have them in some other colors here. So this is sort of a, I don't know, I don't think I caught much on this color. I just thought it'd be good. Here's a baby bass. That's some weird ass color. It's another one of the, but the original right there, chrome and blue. Also used to have or chrome and black. Used to have the chrome and blue. But oh my God, these things are so good, guys, especially for high speed cranking. These old Rebel WeAres. And they're cheap. They're spending like most of it in here. Like you're probably saying, how come you doesn't have any Lucky Craft? How come you doesn't have a Spro? Doesn't it? Because these things really work, and they're on the lesser scale of crankbaits. I was on a budget at the time and all that, so all these old school really, and a lot of people don't use them anymore, so the fish aren't as used to them. So you're fishing something different to them. Yeah, I got all these Rebel WeAres. Ow, it's hard to find one. I guess you can find them around, but yeah, cool little Rebel WeAre. And you can see most of the baits I'm fishing are about 2 inch, 2.5 inch. I think the biggest one I ran, of course, is the bigger Norman little end, which is about, I don't know, about 3 inch, 2 3/4. But yeah, most of the stuff I ran is more in this little, you know, this little 2 inch range, and this Bandit sort of. These are what fish really like. They really hit these, because in a lot of things in it, these are how big the bait is that they're hitting. It's like 2 to 3 inch, so, or 2.5 to 3 inch, smaller. But that's why, and most people throw bigger stuff. And oh, and here I have some really old school stuff here. Ah, remember I did that thing at Kmart about color wise? Well, this is the one I was talking about. Look, this thing is so messed up. All the paint's gone, it's chipped off. These are old Excaliburs. Pretty sure these are Excalibur. Yeah, Excalibur. It's got Jimmy Houston on one side. It's got Bill Dance. This is the shallow fingerling. But that's the Tennessee shad. See how it's kind of clear, a little bit orange underneath, but it's got that plate in the middle of it that's reflective, but it's see-through. I love these things. And here's the one. This is actually the shallow fry. It's sort of a lighter bluegill, more of a soft bluegill, but you can see it's opaque. It's clear. It's got a mirror in the middle. These things are great. I used to have the bluegill. They had a bluegill one. It was kind of coppery on the side, but it had a copper plate in the middle. Oh my God. In clear water, that thing was amazing. It's so amazing when they were hitting bluegill. And, well, I lost them all, obviously. And then this is an old skill. This is one of our CCB ones. Flat side, circuit board lip. Obviously, looks like a crappie. Yeah. These are something these weren't high speed. All this stuff I reeled at 11 seconds to catch. It's super, super fast. But this is one that you just sort of slow roll in maybe in winter or whatever, and it's got a really wide wobble. But yeah, that's. And then I also have some these little bombers, little square. I'd say they're kind of square bill, but not really square bill. But it's what I would run. They have kind of a rounded lip, but it's got a tight wobble. You can run them super fast. They only go down like 3 or 4 feet. I mean, like you can tell, most of the stuff, the depth range that I'm fishing, all of this stuff, it's about 3, 4, 5 feet down for all these lures. That's about as deep as they run. Run them on 12-pound mono, which I always ran them on. Look how beat up this thing is. I mean, the eyes are gone. Like, it's got a groove completely into the plastic. That's how many fish. This is one margarita when I first learned. I don't even know how this thing still survived, but when I first learned high-speed cranking, this is one of the most popular. I said, look at that groove all the way actually into the hard plastic. And then well, this one obviously didn't work as much. I don't know, I think it just got it because it had the right wobble and the right style, but it's not really a good color at all. It was the baby bass that worked. And wow, all right guys. Whew. I didn't know how this was going to go. Obviously, I mean, I had it kind of planned, but not really. But I just want to run through and show you guys that, yes. And leave comments. I'm sure there's going to be lots of comments about this one, about colors, about everything. But you can go back and you can kind of look at them and kind of match them. But yeah, you can tell these are sort of the colors I always fish. These are sort of the baits I always fish. Yes, they're the ones that are on the cheaper side because I was on a budget and I use them so much. I lost a lot of them. I constantly lost them. And so, yeah, it wasn't the high-end Lucky Craft, all that higher-end cranks for me. But these things catch a heck of a lot of fish. And the other reason, like I said, I really wanted to do it was because in my newer stuff and because of my thumbs with their arthritis and my wrists and my shoulders and stuff, from all the years of doing the high-speed cranking, it's hard for me to do it. I can't do it for very long. And it's really meant to be done on a boat so you get the right angle. So, yeah, I don't do it as much anymore. But I still have all this old, cool, great cranks. And hopefully, just by the colors and everything else and my sizes, hopefully it'll help you guys. But I know a lot of people like these sort of videos where you show all your stuff and all your gear. So this was the unboxing of my crankbait collection. And I'm going to do one. I have a whole bunch of jerk baits. Show you a bunch of jerk baits I used to use. I have a whole bunch of hard baits, hard topwater baits like spooks and all kinds of Sammy, that sort of stuff. So I'm going to do another one of these, running through those. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helped in some way, or, you know, yeah. Basically, I hope it helped in some way, that you see all the stuff I used to run. And like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll answer anything. I might be set you up with me, some of my tips and tricks on how to run these baits and the high-speed one. And yeah, I'll get to the others. And that's pretty much it. Please watch our other shows. Like I said, this is our blog. We have fishing shows. We have tips and tricks. We have Bowsy Bites. And we also go live a lot. Join us live. We have a lot of fun. And I think that's it, guys. I'm out. See you next time. I need to put all this stuff back together.